Hey everybody! JK Calloway here at Real JK Calloway. And we're only a few short days away from the first Raw exclusive pay-per-view, Clash of Champions. So let's make some predictions, why don't we? Bear in mind, the way I try to do it is I'll try to predict the match order, who wins, and what's next, meaning storylines for the future. Match number 1's kind of a layup, as they already announced it would be on the pre-show, and of course that's Alicia Fox versus Nia Jax, and I think they're going to put Nia Jax over here. It's pretty clear they're going to build her as an unstoppable monster, more or less the same way they did in NXT, until she eventually fights the champion, whoever that champion may be at the time. First match of the actual event, I believe, will be the final in the Best of 7 series, Cesaro versus Sheamus, and while Sheamus won the first 3, Cesaro won the next 3, I think they're going to give it to Sheamus on this one. They're going to sell Cesaro's back as if he cannot continue at some point, and Sheamus, I think, is going to pick up the win here, and the future title shot. What title that may be? Who frickin' knows? Up next, I believe, will be the Tag Team Championship match. The New Day versus Anderson and Gallows. I don't even know if they're called the Club anymore, honestly. But once again, I think the New Day are going to go over. The last few months, I've thought Anderson and Gallows would win. They have not, and they still aren't really all that over. They're being outshined lately by the Shining Stars of all people. Shining Stars are getting more TV time than these guys. So I don't know what they're trying to do with Anderson and Gallows. I don't know if they're just going to let them kind of hang out until Finn Balor comes back and they're going to bring the Bullet Club in. Who knows what they're doing with Anderson and Gallows, but I think the New Day are going to go over, and I think a breakup might be coming up soon. Because frankly, what else is there to do? Up next will be the SummerSlam rematch for the WWE United States Championship. Rusev versus Roman Reigns. And only because he's still their guy, I think Roman Reigns is going to win here. I think WWE thinks it has done enough to push Roman over as the good guy in this feud, while frankly, they still haven't. He still gets booed every single time he comes out, way more than John Cena does. So I think their manner of thinking, Roman's going to win, but I also think Rusev is going to attack him after the bell, and this feud's going to continue. It is a solid feud. These two work well together, and frankly, if Rusev wasn't pushed as the Bulgarian/Russian evil guy, he might even be the babyface by now. Up next, only because I'm not really sure where they're going to put it on the card, I'm going to choose now for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship match between TJ Perkins and the Brian Kendrick. And I'm going to assume TJ Perkins wins this match, although really, this is the one match I am really not sure on because he wasn't on Raw. Why wouldn't you put the new champion on Raw? You put 4 guys on there from the same division, but not your champion. Very strange. Maybe you missed a flight. Who frickin' knows? I'm going to assume he was there and they didn't put him on because of time, because they couldn't find the space in a 3-hour show. I don't know what's going on. Perkins wins, and hopefully they just don't put the belt on a former employee straight away. Next up, we have the triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship. This match, of course, has show stealer potential, and I do think they're going to keep the belt on Charlotte for the time being, but with a little bit of a caveat this time. Charlotte is going to win with a little help from the return of Paige. I think Paige is going to come back at this particular event, and I think she's going to cost Sasha the match somehow, starting up a feud with Sasha Banks, because frankly, Paige kind of started the NXT women's revolution, if you will, and in a lot of ways, Sasha finished it. Her and Bayley with that incredible match at Brooklyn, and Paige is going to come back as a heel. They have enough faces. They've really just got Charlotte as the bad guy, and maybe Nia Jax, I suppose. But Charlotte and Sasha would be a great feud they could have for a couple of months, build up to like a Royal Rumble match, winner goes on to Mania kind of thing. I think that would just be outstanding. Semi-main should be Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho, just because these two should be able to work one hell of a good match. And for storyline purposes, I think it's going to be Sami Zayn going over in this match because of the main event, which we'll get to in a moment. But Sami Zayn and Jericho probably should be match of the night. Depends on how hard they want to go after it. A lot of great Jericho heat going to happen, and that's always fun. On to the main event, which obviously should be the main event. Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. This should be a lot of fun for any former Ring of Honor fans. Kevin Steen versus Tyler Black kind of thing, which I did predict in my Storylines That Should Happen video. Scroll back and find it. It's a good one. But in this match, I think it will be Kevin Owens retaining the championship. I don't think he'll do it clean. I think this is going to be one of those feuds that goes for a while until they decide to pull the trigger on Seth Rollins versus Triple H, which I'm sure they're not really going to do until at least Survivor Series. So these two are going to have a bunch of great matches together. This will simply be the first one. And there you have it, my friends. my Clash of Champions predictions. It sounds weird saying Clash of Champions. It's Clash of the Champions, isn't it? Come on, people, back me up here. Put a comment in there. Also, hit subscribe, top of the page, like, share, comment. Let me know what you think of my picks, what you think I'm going to have right, what you think I'm going to have wrong. Either way, hit subscribe. I always appreciate when you do. Follow me in any of the social media you see on screen. I'm on Twitter, Twitch, Periscope, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Vine, Tumblr, and YouTube, obviously. Just search Real JK Calloway. While on Twitter, make sure you follow at #Skirmish. If you're a hashtag game fan, we play every single Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. We even trend worldwide on occasion. It's amazing. And if you're into awesome apps, make sure you download the #Roundup app. Do it today. It promotes all the greatest weekly hashtag games. Like I said, if you're a fan, this is a must-have for you. My name is JK Calloway, and we will talk to you next time.